that's why I love the office, because I get to play the game every day. If I'm a work from home and I've got a generation who works from home, I don't know how to play the game. I'm not in it.
You know, they're a bit weak in some areas and we think that we're going to take that challenge on. It gives us a good indication where we really need to hone in.
Your self-belief in yourself is too low and I need you to have a crack at this.
The leadership team, Tom and myself, and we said, okay, terrific, here are your values, that's great. Now don't tell anybody about it.
Starting point, I think as difficult as the conversation it is for you, just think about how it lands for them. Think about what they're, about where they're at.
You know, what I say to people a lot is I say you can be on the right track. If you sit down, the train will run you over.
It comes back to the behaviours that you want, and the behaviours are influenced heavily by the values that you have.
You know, they're the master of their own domain. I'll just take what they say and try and form some good company decisions.
And it's a recipe for success. And some of the poorer decisions I've made around people have been not taking into account what do they actually need.
Welcome to Slicing Through the Noise, a leader's story. The podcast that uncovers real stories behind impactful leadership. Join us as we explore how leaders cut through the chaos, master powerful listening, and build cultures of accountability and vision. Whether you're a seasonal executive or an emerging leader, this is your space to learn, grow, and lead with integrity. Let's slice through the noise together. Welcome to Slicing Through the Noise, a leader's story, a podcast that uncovers the real stories to impactful leadership. Join us as we explore how leaders cut through and have those masterful listening skills, and they can cut to the chase. How they build cultures of accountability and vision. Whether you're a seasoned executive or an emerging leader, this podcast is for you, where you can learn and grow and learn to lead with integrity. Let's slice through the noise. Welcome.
Carry on.
He's all weird now.
Yeah.
Are you all weird now?
Yeah.
You're weirder than me?
I'm aware of it all, for sure, yeah.
All these cameras.
This is my first rodeo.
This is your first rodeo.
Right.
It's my third.
Yeah.
So I know a lot.
You're a veteran.
Now.
Yeah, you've got it.
Veteran. So Tim, you have over 2 decades of experience in senior leadership. And I've watched you for some of those, for 1.5 of those decades. And you've established what it takes to not only find, source and develop great product, you've also learned by skinning your knees what it takes to lead and grow people. And my understanding and my experience of you is people's everything. And as we talk about it, you've learned that if you can't get your people on side, we all might as well go home and suck our thumbs. So, outside of work, I know that the thing that you love is camping. So it's a really cool thing that you're in the camping business.
It's a good fit, yeah.
It's a great fit. And, you know, with a wife and 2 children and a senior leadership role, juggling all those balls has been a mighty feat for you. And I know that it's taken something. So your background as an expert in local and global markets, looking for, finding the right products and the right mix in the business that you're committed to, has been like probably one of your quintessential skills. And being able to pick people that can actually play with you in a dynamic and creative way. Let's talk about you. What did it take for you to get there?
Great intro. Great intro.
I know you.
And yeah, you do. We've known each other for a long time. And it's a good question. It's taken a long time and a lot of work, and I would say a lot of transition. Mm-hmm. So even as you play that back to me on background and where I've come from, and I sort of think about me 20 years ago.
Yes.
And I was way less aware of the leadership qualities and what that takes than what I was around I guess, the task of my business. And, you know, you and I have spoken a lot over the years of good manager versus good leader.
Yeah.
And I would say early on, good potential for good manager and very good at what I did in my job and just task driven and getting that done. And then as the journey kind of came through a bit more and I learnt more and I think became a bit more aware around the distinction of good people versus people who are not as capable.
Yeah.
And I don't mean people who are capable in getting the job done and the task done.
Yeah.
That, for me, to be really blunt, is a dime a dozen. It's actually good people is a very different type of
say
thing.
more about good people. Like, how do you gauge? Like, it's a great saying. What's good people?
Yeah. Good. You mentioned the word like playing around and having fun.
Yeah.
And that's really important to me. And so, you know, particularly the industry that I work in, it's a fun industry.
Yeah.
And so if I'm working and I'm with someone who is a good people,
Yeah.
we could be deep in the trenches, to use your terminology,
Yeah.
and it's still fun.
Yes.
And it's still engaging, and there's still an energy, and it's not wearing you down, and it's not a load on your shoulders.
Yes.
And if you're not with good people, it's just that.
Yeah.
And it's a grind and it's hard work, and you know there are conversations that you need to have that are draining, and they take it out of you, and that is, it's such a small distinction. It's so important.
Yeah. So, you know, when you talk about good people, it's about also cultural fit.
Mm-hmm.
Do they fit in this culture? And they may or may not. If they don't, what are some of the lessons that you've had around that? Like knowing it doesn't matter how good a person this is, they're not a fit.
Yeah. I've learnt that lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
And so, and I've sat on the knowledge of that poor fit for too long, and truth be told, I've done it more than once as well. So, which is not great, right? So, I think the lesson is the more you tolerate, the longer you tolerate it for, the more you're going to pay. And culture is one of those hard things to put your finger on. And so it's an easy one to talk yourself out of the action that you need to take around it.
Yeah.
So if I reflect on the times when I've been slow on it, or if I've let it slide, it's because I've given myself an out to say, oh, it's cultural, so not everyone's going to fit inside of it, and so it could be personal, it could be different, and so it's a really grey kind of area that's hard to narrow down on. And it's one of those things, when I think about it, it is one of those things that when you see it and it's working, it's there, and it's really easy to pinpoint it. It's like, that is absolutely right and where we want to be. And when it's not there and it's a miss, it's a lot harder to hone in on it.
So why don't you share a little bit about the stuff that you have to work through in order to get to the point where, like, the length of time between when you have that gut response, that knowing this isn't right, to how long it takes you to make the call.
You want good version or bad version?
Let's have a bad version.
Bad version, yeah. So bad version is, and I've got a really clear example of it, and you and I were working together when I was going through it, and you were giving me a really hard time over it as well. Could you? Yeah. And it's really around the excuse that I can tell myself and let myself off the hook and let these conversations sort of fester away rather than jumping on it, and almost setting up a system where it's normal for this interaction between myself and this other person. And I remember distinctly walking away from handfuls of conversations going, is it me? Am I crazy? Or is it coming back the other way? And so getting really turned inside out around the interaction and not really understanding what the point of the conversation is or what the complaint is, but buying into it and getting stuck and confused and then wasting all this energy.
So would you say, like, I just heard something in what you just said, it's like in the moment when you walk away from a conversation, when you're goddamn clear about what your expectations are and you walk away thinking, is it me? Is there something wrong with me?
Yeah, that is number one indicator, right? That is like, mate, there is something going on here.
Yeah.
And could be you.
Yeah.
Just check yourself.
Go check yourself.
But in my experience, it's often not.
Yes.
You know, because I'm pretty clear on the culture and what works. And the other indicator for me is really on when I start to actively avoid interactions with that person.
Oh, nice one.
That is.
So is it me and I'm not going to talk to them?
I can't be bothered because it's just going to be a pain in the ass. You're going to suck away my time. I'm going to come away feeling more confused, frustrated, and nowhere to go with it.
Yes.
And that whole feeling just perpetuates.
Yeah.
Right. So they're probably my two indicators of.
So you're stuck between a rock.
You're stuck, and you're having someone run rings around you, and time to recheck.
They do crying.
Yeah.
They do crying.
Yes. This person cried a lot.
They cried a lot.
I
remember. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
If I go talk to them, I'm going to get tears.
I'm going to get tears. And I don't know what to do. I barely know what to do when my wife cries with me, right? So it's like I don't know what to do in a work example.
Yeah.
And I think, for me, the reflection, the learning on that is, well, listen to the signs early on. But when it gets to that point, don't give yourself the out to stop because it could be a bit personal. You might upset someone who's already very upset. Like lean in a little bit harder and get to it faster and cut it cleaner. And whether that ends in a result of parting ways, or whether it's like, actually, you know what, it'd be great if we could just turn this around and get to where we want to get to. There's both outcomes are great, but being stuck in that shit, it's not a good place to be.
Shitty.
Yeah,
and it's so murky because then you do coulda, woulda, shoulda. What a iffa.
Yeah.
By the time you're done.
And the other thing it does is, if you're leading a team and you're hanging your hat on the fact that you're operating with integrity and you're a leader and you won't hesitate, and then all of a sudden they're seeing these things happen around you, you're losing a lot of your integrity, right? You're undermining yourself.
Well, you're undermining yourself. Say something more about, like what I hear too, and we've talked a lot about culture. What happens in a culture where they see someone getting away with stuff?
It slips incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
Right. It slips incredibly quickly, and I think there's two things in that, right? There's the observation, and then I have permission to go and do it because, well, you do it, and so it fish rots from the head. I think there's another piece inside of that, which is a pretty recent conversation for me in my day-to-day life, which is, I don't think that everyone is operating to the same level of integrity that I am. So why should I have to?
Oh, okay.
So there's that piece as well, which is not just the undermining piece, but there's also an opportunity or a responsibility for the leader to go, well, if you're noticing it, what are you doing about it? Don't look to me to be the one to go and have the conversation there. You have a responsibility yourself. So it's kind of, it slips. It's enmeshed.
Yes. And it slips all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you see, and then you go, oh no, I don't want to talk about that. And I don't want tears. I don't want tears.
Please don't cry.
Please don't cry.
Don't cry.
Don't cry.
It's okay.
I can't handle my wife crying. Never mind you. Right?
We're not recording this, are we?
No, I'm going to send it to Marley.
Yeah.
Look, you must cry more, girl. You're going to get a lot more out of him.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, describe one of the greatest mentors you've ever had and what you learned from observing them as a leader, and you took it on yourself.
That's a good question. So my current boss, my current CEO or mentor, I've been working with him for longer than I've known you, so north of 15 years, and so we've done a lot together. Yeah. In terms of sort of on the business front, and we've gone through a whole bunch of shit together through divesting businesses, acquiring businesses, restructuring businesses, redundancies, and all sorts of shit. What I learnt early on from my mentor was how lonely it can be.
Yes.
As you step up the leadership mountain, if you want to use that metaphor. And how it becomes, you're doing a lot less doing, and it becomes way more taxing because you are thinking so much harder and you have a heavy responsibility with people, and the responsibility in and around like good business starting with culture, to build a good culture and introduce a good culture is enormous. And just like you were kind of hinting at before, what does it look like when you're not living in that? The time it takes to build it is forever. The speed at which it can fall away is in the blink.
Yes.
And I think that's what he's taught me, and also have the conversation and have it quickly.
So there's practices that you've learned that keep a culture healthy.
Yes.
There's practices. And if you let go of those practices, you let them slip, you're in the toilet very quickly.
Yeah. It's like if you go to the gym every day for 6 months, you're sharp, you're fit, you're healthy, you're strong.
Yep.
And you may not keep progressing over that 6 months. If you stop going for 2 weeks, you're back at the starting point.
Yeah.
Right. So it's muscle. And I think if I reflect on the relationship with my boss and mentor now, we are constantly talking as a leadership or an executive group about this.
Yeah.
Very rarely talking about where are we at on this particular initiative or how are we tracking against our key strategic objectives. It's like, where are we at with our people? Are we living our values? And we're having this conversation right now. We have one of our values, which is fun. Yeah. Where play is the everyday. And we're really looking at that going, is that a relevant value inside of our business at the moment where it's a challenging market and the economy is the way it is, and for a whole bunch of reasons. And are you having fun? Yeah, I'm having fun. Are you? Yeah. And if I went out onto the floor, is everyone saying they're having fun? Well, no, they're not, because it's different for everyone, right? So that's the conversations we have.
Yeah. And those are the powerful conversations that you can now take into accountability conversations. Like, I mean, you and I have had this conversation several times. It's like happiness and fun isn't about I'm sensational every day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for some it is, and it's different, right? It's different. It's different for everyone.
Like when people tell me I'm great, and they're always great, I go, there must be something wrong with me.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with Jennifer because I'm not great every day, and neither am I happy all the time.
Yeah, and it's a hard one to put that definition around.
So that fun, measuring the fun inside of your business when it's tough, the market's down. I can remember you saying to me we couldn't put a foot wrong during COVID. And we were sailing.
It was incredible. Yeah. Right? No international travel. Everyone wanted to stay domestic, and people were buying our products to use in the backyard. Yeah. And we couldn't get enough product coming in, and so it was it doesn't feel right saying COVID was great, but COVID really benefited our business, right?
Yeah.
And absolutely acknowledged the impact on a lot of people and their lives and all the rest of it. But we couldn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
And it also set a really challenging benchmark for our business.
Yes.
Because
it was unrealistic.
In a lot of respects we're like Stephen Bradbury. We kind of got to the top just through good luck, not good management. And this was an early part of a long-term journey on a relatively a well-established business that had been newly acquired through private equity and integration of multiple brands coming together. And so it was a bit of a rebirth of an established business. And so we had this amazing run, and then the world slowly but surely got back to normal. And then what that did was really uncover a lot of our shortcomings inside of our business, and that was through people, process, product, and a whole bunch of things. And so that's been hard. So a bit of a poison chalice in that regard.
Yeah. So there's that wonderful thing about when you're doing really, really well, we forget to examine what got us there.
Yeah.
We forget to look at what are the moves that we made, or was it just freaking good luck and we were in the right business at the right time? And that's okay. And everything comes off the boil.
Yes.
And I know that's a global statement. There are times when whatever you're doing, it comes off the boil.
Yeah.
And now what?
That's right. And then the rug's pulled out, and then where is it going to go? And so, we had to work really hard, and I think I like to think that we actually were looking at what was working and what wasn't working, and eye on the ball, and did not a perfect job, but a reasonable job of that. So we sort of had a bit of an anticipation. So as much as you could predict through that period, we got more right than we got wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely that temptation to just go, oh, it's all smooth sailing here, let's high five and off we go. That certainly wasn't the case.
It's like you were in the right place at the right time with the right product.
Yep.
And now all your skills that you as an executive have, as the boil came off the market, how are you seeing, like if you think of the team and the culture that you've actually built with the 5 of you, it's pretty extraordinary, like what you guys have done.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, we've got a great team of people across the board in our business.
Yeah.
All really good at what they do, and all living and breathing the culture.
Yeah. So tell me the difference between the skill and the attitude.
Skill is not a big part of the success.
Yeah.
Right. I think, if I think about my world and the technical skill set I have, anyone could do it. It's actually not that hard. It's you find the gap in the market, you fill the gap with the product that fits the criteria, you do the work, you bring it to market, you get it in, sell it, and away you go. It's not rocket science.
Really?
Really, it's not. I did a Bachelor of Leisure Management, right? It's not. I'm not super qualified, and so that's the skill. You kind of have to, master the art of, 25 things.
Yeah.
The attitude is all of it. So attitude is ultimately what makes up the culture. And so I would much rather have someone in my team who has a great attitude and is willing to make mistakes and is open to learning and growing and committing than someone who comes in and has the track record of doing a certain thing in a certain way for their entire career and has got the results.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have the right attitude or the right fit.
Yeah.
And so I get it's behavior. It's this kind of piece around accountability and responsibility and what are you committed to and how do you make that all work and then what are you going to bring to the conversations.
Yeah.
So I think, an attitude's hard to find, right? Sometimes you've got to actually get in there, and sometimes it takes a while for attitude to emerge as well.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone just walks in and it's there.
If someone comes with really good, what I call hard skills, you often don't see what their attitude is like until you put them under a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Let's just give you a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Let me see what you look like when you're under pressure.
Yeah.
And now you get who they really are.
Yeah.
Because everybody is fabulous when the sky is blue and the sun is shining.
Yeah.
I am a masterful person when the sky is blue and the sun is shining.
I was having this conversation last week in regards to sort of the importance of making mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. And so you don't really know who you are until you make an almighty mistake that has proper, meaningful impact on something, someone, or a business or something.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you find out
who someone really is.
Who someone is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are they going to own it and how are they going to address it and what are they going to do and where do they go? Do they give up and walk away and head down, or is it like, okay, this has happened. I wish it didn't. This is what I think we're going to do. What do you think? Let's all get together on this and go.
So tell me about a big mistake that you've made that you wanted to go and hide in the corner and suck your thumb.
I'm working on one now.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on one now. So, I still love what I do as far as the hands-on kind of product side of things. And so every now and then I have the
You have an urge?
I have the urge and I'm like, guys, I got this one, leave this one with me. And I've been working on a particular product as it relates to our number one selling product in our business for the last year. and we were about to hit go on it, and we had a heavy amount of investment behind it, and a lot of people working on it, and I'm absolutely leading this through the whole process. And a week before Christmas, and probably 3 weeks before we finalise and hit go, I was like, hey, that's actually not right. And the horse had bolted on this whole process for a lot of things, and so that sat with me. Significant investment from the business, impact in and around ultimately one of our sacred cash cows in terms of the product for the business. Whole business looking at me, impacting team in China, team in Australia, all stakeholders across operations, sales, marketing, product, etc. And it was on my watch, and it was my mess up. And so that has been what are we now? First quarter. It's been going since before Christmas. I call it best part of 12 weeks of working my way through this. And the hardest part is standing up in the meeting and going, hey guys, I'm about to eat a whole pile of shit here.
Nice. That's the thing, isn't it? Can you eat the stuff? Can you eat the shit? And if you're having to eat shit, don't nibble.
Yeah, that's exactly nibble. Right. Yeah. And I don't feel comfortable doing it. I don't like doing it. And even inside of me, that's like, you're typically good here and you've got it together and people rely and they think that you're in safe hands. And I don't like having to stand there and do it. And I do know that it's important for my team to see it as well.
Yes.
Because if I'm saying it's important to make mistakes and own them, if I'm not doing it and illustrating how to do that, then it's not going to give them the same level of freedom to do it themselves.
So that whole piece that you talked about earlier about culture, right? Culture is that you want people to know it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I heard what you said. It's like, it's not about the mistake you made. It's about owning the mistake. Yep. Then working through your whatever you need to do to clean up your mess.
Yeah.
It's like, clean up your mess.
Yep.
And own it. And I do think that a lot of people will duck and dive on that one.
Yeah.
What happens to you when you see it happening in the business where people duck and dive?
Yes, I've worked with plenty of people like that, and none of which are still in the team or the business, and that's for a bunch of different reasons, right? Yeah, sometimes they see that it's not actually working and it's cultural, and I'm out. And other times it might be a different sort of situation. But yeah, there've been people who've come through the business, and if there's been an issue going on that's related to a mistake on a product, I'll talk about my world, then it typically goes back to the same person, and you're typically finding out well after the fact, and you can go back and there's that duck on the pond trying to bury it, and it's okay, I've got this, and then you're careening towards an almighty issue. It's costly.
Yeah.
It's costly to the business, but it also impacts team and culture. And so, this particular individual, all I ever used to say to him was, I want good news fast, but I want bad news a lot faster. Like, you need to tell me this so much faster than what you're telling me, because this is the stuff that we get paid for, not all the wins.
Yes.
So it's that.
I really like what you just said there. I want good news fast, but I want bad news faster.
Yeah.
Because the faster we hear what's not working, the faster we can do something about it.
Yes.
So that whole piece about, at what point did I know that the wheel was wobbly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I watched the wheel, and part of leadership and cutting through all of that noise is, can I say that wheel's wobbly and we're going to look at it?
Yeah.
What bolt's loose?
Yes.
What do we need to do around here?
Yeah.
Because we don't. Like, it's, I don't know. It's like I have a fabulous client and he says to me, I've just got the hope it will go away strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't. The hope it will go away strategy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
And I think, like, to tie this all back into that whole concept of fun, and it's not all, coffee and cupcakes,
Yes.
as my brother would say. It's actually, here's an issue.
Yep.
We're all going to jump into it now and jump into the pile of shit
Yes.
that I've created and work through it. And I get a whole bunch of like satisfaction out of, like funnily enough, I've literally signed this thing off today. And we're back on track, exactly where it needs to be, and all of the stakeholders have been involved, and we've got this thing back, which is great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is good. For me, that's
fun.
That's fun. That is. It's like here's a massive issue and a pretty significant challenge. How are we going to get there? And everyone's kind of doing day jobs, and all of a sudden this thing comes in on the table. It's like, okay, let's jump in. And again, that's attitude, right? Like people are either, well, it's not my job, or I reckon we can help out here. Let's go.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's like it's not about the mistake.
No.
And I know that we've had this conversation about letting go of feeling guilty.
Yep.
Right? Because it's just a useless waste of oxygen.
Yeah.
Because, it's just like, and it's so energy draining.
Yes. Yeah.
Feeling guilty. Well, okay, I'm guilty of a lot of things. So what?
Yeah, it is. It's a wasted emotion. And so, there's, I don't know, I think there's almost a freedom in making a mistake. There really is, because it pushes you into that space to actually deal with the fact that you're not perfect.
Oh, you're not?
Deal with the fact that you've got to actually dig in and find a solution and all these things and enroll support from other people. And so I've never seen anyone in the business that I work in who've made a mistake have such a serious repercussion that it's blown up on them.
Yeah, the whole business
it's not ever come to that, and I find it hard to think that it ever would. Right?
Yes.
So it's actually, that's what we're paid for. Mistakes are going to happen every single day at different levels, and that's what the game is.
Yes.
Well,
business is a game.
Yeah.
You're in a game.
Yeah, it's play.
And you just play.
Yeah.
And that whole piece about if you go, business is not a finite game; it's an infinite game.
Mm-hmm.
And the art of great business is to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
So can you stay in the game no matter what's going on? And I recently read James Caruso's book called The Infinite Finite Game. Such a good read. And he talks about the fact, like, what are finite games, what are infinite games, and business is an infinite game. And your job is stay in the game.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't risk the whole farm, because then you're out of the game.
Yep. Yeah.
So it's like, and even then, can you rebuild and start again and do whatever you need to do? So, like, you sat in the CEO chair once. What's the biggest lesson that you learned about that?
At the time, the biggest lesson was it's not where I want to be.
Nice. Say more about that.
So I think the natural the natural goal for me as I was coming through was I'm on a particular track. I have a level of capability, and I think a good handle on this leadership piece as I was developing through that space. The obvious natural progression is going to be landing at the ultimate leader role of a CEO or a general manager or a country manager or what have you. And I landed there through a restructure and a whole bunch of change to the organisation I was in at the time at a very volatile time. And I got in there. It just wasn't for me. And there was, on reflection, there are things in there that were, I was faking a lot in there, absolutely, where I was stretched.
Yeah.
But I have a high tolerance for challenge. Like, I really enjoy to be challenged and would rarely shy away from it. But I think the main thing for me was it just wasn't, I lost what I really, really enjoyed, which is my particular patch of where I currently am now.
Yeah.
And I was almost too elevated and too broad and too there was a level of responsibility for people, particularly because of this restructure that was happening in and around me and people's lives being affected. It was, you know, I sort of talk about what I was mentioning before. It was really lonely.
Yeah.
And it was not even close to what I had imagined it to be.
So talk about what you imagined being the CEO.
Naively turn up at executive hours. You just tell me what's going on. I'm across this, you're across that. Excellent. I'll report up on your behalf, and away we go. Just the machine is well oiled, and off it goes.
Oh, lovely.
Couldn't have been further from the truth or the reality, right? It is a different level of intensity.
Yep.
It's a different level of responsibility, and it's heavy. So the off switch is rarely in reach.
One?
It's rarely in reach, right?
Yeah.
So I sat in that chair for 12 months, and it was heavy. And so I got to the realization of, this is actually not where I want to be right now. And that's probably shifted a little bit. You know, that was 5 years ago now, and I think, you know, that's shifted. As I think I've probably matured a little bit and had a few more knocks along the way, and really worked on defining my style, because that's something that takes a long time. But yeah, I think it's a trap to want to seek out the CEO role just because it's the top of the pops, because it is not. It is a tough role.
Yeah.
It is a tough role.
So there's only one CEO, hey?
Yeah.
And lots of people aspire to it. To be that, it's a whole nother story.
Yeah, well and truly. And I think the CEO is only as strong as the people they surround themselves as well, right?
Yes.
So the CEO needs trusted confidants and advisors and to set up the scene and the team and the table. And I think that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be sat at the table. I just don't want to be at the head of that table.
Yeah. You took on the CEO role. It was a shit show.
Yeah.
And inside of that shit show, you learnt a lot, and you learned, I don't want to do this. So what's the biggest lesson that allowed you to know how to call it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I learned a heap in that period, and I think the biggest thing I learned was it's okay to not want to have to be at the top. The summit is not everything, and that was a big realization for me. I don't actually want to be here, and I'm best served in my scope or my space prior to that particular role. So for me, I think my big personal takeaway was it's okay to not go to number one.
Oh, that's a piece of gold, because a lot of people don't get, like, it's not about your level. It's about, I best serve an organisation here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I best serve my family here as well.
Yes.
Like there is a big price to pay one step north of where I sit right now.
Yeah.
And that's a heavy impact on family.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, at some point you've got to sit down and go, what is working for me and my family and my life as a whole, and at what expense am I chasing the number one job if it's not in my heart what I'm really looking for or what I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that what I do, I enjoy. That's it. I just want to enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm having heaps of fun.
So I'm hearing that little bit like your job feeds your soul.
Yeah.
And that's what you take home.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a really great distinction though, Tim. It's like you want a seat at the table. You want to influence what's going to happen. I want to be part of the game that sets the forward motion of the organisation or the business. I just don't want to be the one that's sitting at the head of the table, because it is a different skill set. And it's a very eclectic, difficult role. And you're only as good as the guys that you put with you.
Yeah.
Like you're only as good as the men and women that you choose to be at the table with you. So if you were talking to a CEO, what would you tell that person about how they choose people that sit at the table with them, given your experience?
Yeah. I'd say get the people that you want to be with when it goes south.
Oh, that's gold.
Yeah.
That's an absolute piece of gold.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Get the people that you want to be with when things go south.
Because what can you rely on then?
Then you can rely on the support and the thinking and the commitment, the attitude that you were talking about, and you can rely on, I think ultimately, people having your back. It's lonely up there,
Yes.
and it's a pretty highly sought after position a lot of the time as well. And so, you want to have ultimate confidence in your team and your people around you.
So when you look at the executive team that you work in right now, what do you think makes them work?
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
It's exactly that. So I think the business that I'm in today is vastly different to what it was when I joined 5 years ago. The executive team is the same, with the exception we've had people in and out and changes here and there, but the core of the executive team is exactly the same.
Yes.
And so we've all been through it.
Yeah.
And to the same degree, and there's that level of intimate conversation at that level of frequency, which is not about task and strategy and what's going on. It's actually about people and culture and attitude and what's really important, what do we need to get to, and that's why.
Yeah. So there's something that you said to me once about we trust each other.
Yeah.
So trust is a foundation, because if you don't trust each other, the thing that I've learned with most executive teams is they won't hold each other to account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And
So
so it's very easy in our meetings to go, I'm just going to call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
I don't buy what you're saying. And it doesn't kick off a massive blue. No, it's like, yeah, actually, yep.
Yeah.
Or, let me tell you where I'm coming from and reasons why, whatever the case is. It's just a really easy way to cut through.
So it's not personal.
No, it's
It's
definitely
all about the business.
Yeah, it's all about the business. Yeah,
It's all
and that's often how it's framed. What's right for this place? What's right for the business? And that's
Yeah.
where this is coming from. And that's what's sort of fed thed through the business
Yeah.
as a lens to work from.
So let's talk a little bit about loyalty. And like when you've got a team of people like that whose loyalty is not to an individual. I know that you have a great CEO, so what? And you're a top class executive. I know that. I've watched you, right? It's not about that. Loyalty is to the vision, values, and purpose of the business. Can you talk a bit about how you guys came to that place so that you can hold each other to account?
Yeah, well, I think we all believe in what we're doing.
Yeah.
We've all done the work to actually set the values, set the vision. And, you know, we did that work with you and the team, and we did that over the course of 6 months.
Yeah.
And there was some heavy thinking and a lot of debate and challenge. And so, we've all bought into it, like wholeheartedly. And we've worked really hard over the last however long to bring it to life in the business. Because what you can't do, I don't think, is walk into a business and go, these are our visions, these are our values, you will live by them.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. It's not a magic wand. And so we've worked really hard at it, and we have this level of trust with each other. So I know implicitly my back is covered, and I'll cover the team's back, and that's sort of bred throughout the business in a lot of ways as well. So it's the hard work. It's the ownership of it.
Yeah. So those hard yards that this team has put in, you've laid the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did really well. Little bit of a slump.
Yep.
Now what?
We're on the build.
Yeah.
Like we're really clear.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. And we often joke about no one's ever had to work this hard to get a piece of the pie.
Yes.
Like it is so competitive out there right now, and I don't think that's unique to our industry. This is across the board, right? And we're really clear, but we're also very agile.
Yeah.
So what we were talking about 12 months ago and our path forward is not 100% the same now. It's shifted quite a lot, and some of the things that we hunted down that we thought were going to be the thing that made us actually aren't the things. But the things that we weren't watching, they're the ones that have emerged and gone, oh, actually, this is where we need to focus over here.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's taken us a little bit by surprise left of field, but this is where we've got to jump onto now. So
that is that agility.
Yeah.
Being able to see it and go, no, we're veering off a little bit here, and we're going to go this way and this way and this way. So let's just wrap it up and tell me, for any senior executive in your position, what would be one big piece of advice you'd give them?
I'd say our sole role is to grow our people and just let them develop and grow. And if they stick with the business, great for us.
Yeah.
And if they move on to something bigger and better, great for us too.
Yeah.
I think that's my job, is to grow my team around me.
Nice. So when you lead, it's all about everyone else and not about you.
Yep. Essentially, yes.
It's like, can it be about me? No.
Yeah. Leave the ego at the door, and it's more about the team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we need to be a senior executive. Let's be clear, Tim. You need a healthy dose of ego.
Yeah.
And it's not about you.
Yeah.
Like that.
There's the.
Like, how do we do that?
There's the challenge. Yeah, exactly.
There's the challenge.
Yep.
So tell us about some of the hobbies and things that you do that keep you vital and alive outside of work.
I love to surf. So my son loves to surf. We'll go out and surf almost every other day throughout the week, and every Friday morning before school and work without fail, we'll go and have a bit of a father-son bonding time. Love to camp, love to travel.
So tell me, there's a big thing about men are in trouble, and you spending that much time with your son. And he's a young teenager now.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think that's doing for him as a father and then as a business leader?
For him, I think it's interesting because we've been doing this for years, and as I see his peer group grow, I'm seeing the dads drop off. And I'm one of the lucky ones. He's still asking me to come with him, and a lot of his mates are like, Dad, just you don't come, but don't surf with me. So I think there's a really nice dynamic between him and I. I taught him how to surf, and now he's teaching me how to surf.
Yeah,
because he's so good, and I've capped out.
Yeah,
right. And so there's a really nice kind of growth between him and I, and a bit of a shift in terms of teacher-student dynamic, which is nice. And then I can transfer that straight into business.
Oh, thank you. That's what I was going to ask.
I'll give you the free kick, but transfer that into a business sense. I'm not the smartest guy on my team, but there are plenty of people in my team who are much smarter than me, plenty of things, and can teach me. And I really enjoy that. And so I've got my patch that I can give a bit of guidance and advice and leadership on, and I can seek that out from those people in my team who report into me as well. And that's sort of the same dynamic that happens when I surf with my son now. We just flip it.
That's so cool. Yeah. That's another piece of gold. Life gives us countless opportunities to grow people, which is your thing.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tim, for being on our podcast, Slicing Through the Noise. Each time you spoke about different things that resonated with me, the biggest one that I walk away with is that you see leaders as teachers and teachers as leaders, right? And the wonderful analogy of my son is I taught him to surf, now he's teaching me, and I can take that to work. what does that do for the people around you? Finding your place in the world, knowing you want a seat at the table, and I don't want to be the man. I just want to report to the man. So, thank you for listening to this podcast, Slicing Through the Noise, and our guest, Tim Cutler from Adventure Operations. You want camping gear? You want to go talk to them and have a look at their gear. Well, that wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed our conversation and want to keep the momentum going, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss the latest insights and stories from extraordinary leaders. We appreciate you tuning in and can't wait to share more with you soon. Thanks for listening.